Join us as we head to the Lake District's Dale Head on a camp that we consider to be one of our very best yet. With unreal views of snow-capped mountains, an atmospheric moody night with some lovely food, and a truly, truly special morning to remember.
Hello and welcome to Border Raiders, the place for your fix of all things outdoors and wild camping. Today we're back out in the beautiful Lake District National Park on what looks to be the last winter camp of the year. Absolutely fantastic conditions today. As you can see, all these lovely peaks have just got a light covering and a light dusting of snow and frost. So it's making for a really nice atmosphere. So currently, as you can see behind me, we've got the beautiful Black Star, with High Style also in the distance. So we are in the Buttermere region, and the plan today is to make our way up to Dale Head. Once we get to the summit, we're going to take our time, really take it in, and we're going to really just enjoy the views that are going to be on offer. We should be getting some fantastic views, like I said, overlooking the Buttermere area. But do stick around because we've got a new tent that we're going to be taking a look at, so really excited to share that. We've also got a fantastic modification for the Bobcat 1. So stick around and we'll bring you back when we get up to the top.
So we continued north on our route, the snow getting deeper as we ascended, with that amazing sound of it crunching underfoot with each step. So as you might be able to tell, we quickly got up to a decent elevation here, and that's the great thing about starting your hike at a mountain pass, such as Honister, as we did on this day. They're a great way to quickly get up to the summits, particularly on winter camps where you might not want to be walking for as long, or when the days are shorter and the light is limited. Following the footprints and paw prints of the earlier visitors and their companions, we were quickly led to a completely snow-topped summit of Dale Head. Summit? Yeah. Nice.
Look at that for a view, that is special. Wow.
Stunning that. Right, so we just got to the top of Dale Head, and as you can see, the views are absolutely spectacular. You just see the snow just covering all the distant peaks, and then a great look down just into the valley here. And this is something we was not expecting at all today, so it's been a really, really nice surprise. After taking in the views at Dale Head summit, we walked across its back in search of a pitch located off the summit itself. So there was a couple of choices of views here, notably looking down into Newland Valley and its surrounding hills and farmland. However, knowing the sun would of course set in the west, we decided that we wanted to camp facing in that direction, so our view would be the backdrop of the amazing landscape of Fleetwith Pike, High Style and the accompanying peaks. Their dark rock faces contrasted against the bright white of the snow. And not to forget the ever-present Buttermere below, said to be the prettiest location in the Lake District. A light snowfall welcomed us as we started to set up camp.
Ooh. Brand new toy for this week's camp. I picked up what's looking like it's going to be an absolutely fantastic tent. It is the Fjallraven Abisko Shape 2. Let's get it up and obviously we'll show you around. go on this. Right, so there she is, all set up. Went up just as fast and sort of intuitively as the Abisko like to. Really easy. When you go around the tent and you're inserting the poles, the fact that it has the sort of the sewn pockets on the far side of the pole sleeve really makes it a joy, and it just makes it so easy on a tent like this where you might have a couple of poles going in. But let's take a look at the tent and I'll show you exactly the reason why I bought it in the first place. This absolutely amazing vestibule space is the reason I bought this tent. I think it's going to make a real difference to sort of my experience and the way I like to camp. I do like to have a good little bit of space so I can do a lot of cooking, you know, store my gear. I don't particularly like, not that anyone does, but I don't really like to bring any sort of damp and wet clothing into the sort of the sleeping area. So I think this is going to be a real game changer for me, especially, like I said, on these long winter nights when you are tent bound for a lot and you need to go about your business and do a lot of cooking.
Right, so I'm out today in the OEX Bobcat. So for any fans of the channel, you know I've recently bought the Abisko Lite 2. So I've been using that predominantly for all these winter camps. But this is a tent that I bought and it's really intrigued me, so I thought I'm going to get back out on this. And these are great conditions to test it in real four-season conditions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this up, and then one flaw that I've noticed with this tent is that back panel. The inner can tend to sag quite a lot, especially if you're not on perfectly flat ground. So we've got a cracking little mod that we're going to show you, which is going to help control that. I'm thinking I'm going to set this up so the door's going to be facing that fantastic view over there. Right, so just to compare, I've set this up in the standard way. So as you'd expect, peg the guy line out as usual, and obviously pull this as far as I can to get it as tight as possible. So I'll just show you the inside. So as you can see, although it's not terrible, this main back panel does have a tendency to sag, and it's even worse if you're on ground which, you know, isn't as flat as this, or if you've got a breeze coming in, it can blow it in onto you. So as you can see, there's not much of a gap between the fly and the inner. And I found if it is raining or there's a significant amount of moisture, then it can actually stick, which isn't ideal. So now I'm going to show you the mod. So what you want to do is take out this back peg and take your guy line out. And then what you want to do is put this peg in, but instead of pulling it out as you usually would, you want to put it so it is flat, as you can see, all across the back. So as you can see, what I've done here is I brought the trekking pole pretty close to the tent. And what this has allowed me to do is give it a couple wraps, peg it out, get a good bit of tension. And as you can see, that essentially just changes the angle of the guy line. So that's just going to lift this outer away from the inner. So if we have a look at this from the inside, you might be thinking it doesn't actually look all too different. But what it has done, it has made a significant gap from the fly to the inner. As you can see, that is a massive difference. So what that's going to do is that's going to stop the outer from touching the inner and transferring any moisture onto the inner, which would then go onto my sleeping bag. So I'm really happy with that.
I just can't explain how nice the conditions are today. They're unbelievable. They're changing so fast as well. There's been a couple of times when the weather's really come in and it started snowing and we thought, oh, that this might be it now, but as quickly as it comes, you know, it's gone again. And look at this, honestly. And as you can see behind, we've got Buttermere down there. Looks absolutely splendid. So I've just come on a little walk. As you can see in the background, we've got Sam down there with both the tents. The sun, we've probably got about an hour and a half worth of light left. So technically not golden hour, but it does sort of feel like we're getting into that territory. You can see the sun sort of trying to break out as it's slowly dying behind the clouds, creating a lot of contrast and textures on a lot of these mountains, especially in combination with the snow. It's one of them moments that, you know, you could stay here all day and just take it in. You would never get bored of these sights. I've just sort of come up onto this ridge line where you've got Dalehead itself, just off Dalehead. And again, look at this. It's just absolutely magnificent. It's hard to put into words how good it is. Camera never quite captures it, does it? But looking at this at the minute, oh, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Down into this lush sort of green valley, and then obviously you come up onto the barren tops. But right now it is obviously all about the Lake District and these magnificent peaks. It really is hard to get your head around how nice it looks. I mean, look at that. When you look over towards Pillar, the sun just starting to set. It's been absolutely a magnificent day out. I think what's made it so special as well, me and Sam, we both had a lot on over the last couple of weeks, and you know, sometimes you know how it is, you're coming towards the tail end of winter and you've had a couple of challenging camps, and we were tired anyway, and it was one of them. It was you know, we had to drag ourselves out. And we come today and we thought, oh well, do we want to take on a big walk? And we said, oh, we'll go to Honister and we'll just do Dalehead. We've never done it before, should be easy enough. And we've, thank God we did, because we've been greeted, we've been rewarded with an absolutely splendid day out. It's one of them moments where you just think, yeah, this is why you do it, this is why you come out and do it, because those moments where you may be a little bit low on energy and, you're struggling to muster the energy to get out and do stuff, you put yourself out there a bit, you come and take this on and you're rewarded. We wouldn't have been stood here today, would we? We wouldn't be stood here right now if we were sat in the house and we just said, I'll forget about it. But yeah, I think we've learned our lesson over the years that if you do manage to just drag yourself out, you will feel a lot better for it and it'll help you recharge. Right now, the plan is just to really crack a few tinnies open. I think we found a nice little spot on this little ledge here, that's got a fantastic view of the valley on the other side. So yeah, let's go and crack a tin. Alright, there's been a terrible accident. We've got a casualty here. Oh no. I thought he was going to make it. No, don't be lying. I seen you do one of those...
Shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun. He was getting ready to strike it and just chug it back like a proper yank, weren't he? Come on, you don't have to...
Come on, do you reckon that's...
Come on, shotgun that. Nice and cold, refreshing.
Oh, it's nice though, yeah. It's still fizzy, so that's fine, man. Oh my days. Oh mate, what have you? Oh, if you ever wanted to know what it's like making videos, oh, this is it. Running around to get a good angle while you've got this fleeting light in the background. That is truly incredible. As it's getting dark, we've had a few darker clouds moving in. And then obviously as the sun's setting, we're just getting these colours, which are just getting more and more vibrant as time passes. And if the camera's picking it up, you can just see these rays of sunlight heading through the saddle of these two peaks over here. Then moving around, further around this way, you can just see the light slightly cascading. This was not what I was expecting at all when I was thinking of this camp. Our initial idea was that it was going to be a nice easy camp at Easdale. We were just going to pitch up early and have a nice chilled one, but very happy we deliberated and changed our mind. That's why you do it, innit? That is exactly why you do it. And for people who don't understand why we do it, you might still not get it, but I'm sure everyone can appreciate just how amazing that is. Said it before and we'll say it again, just what a hobby. It's absolutely incredible. Coming places like this, and to have places like this in the Lake District, only, you know, a couple hours away from our home, makes you feel very, very thankful.
Tents have been up for an hour or two. As with most sill nylon, well, as with all sill nylon, you should say, when it gets wet and it, you know, takes on a bit of moisture, it does stretch and it sags. So it's a good idea when you first set up your tent. Don't worry about tensioning it too much. Just let it sort of settle for an hour. It'll obviously pick up naturally a bit of moisture, and then go round and that you know, give it that extra little tightening up. And as you can see now, it's virtually done. Last guy line to do, and then you've got yourself an absolute rock solid tent in the Abisko Shape 2. I think what's so nice about this tent is that it's quite proven, isn't it? In the sense that the Abisko series by Fjallraven, the tried and tested.
Yeah, we said before, didn't we? Even down to the Abisko Light 1, the Light 2. I think there's actually a dome version, which I've not seen that. But yeah, I've not seen that.
The weight's cracking on, but
yeah,
I think in terms of like the 1 and the 2 series,
yeah,
they're very well established, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they're known to perform exceptionally well.
Really well built, really well robust, built, strong tent.
Yeah, so I'm absolutely made up with this. This is actually a B variant, so I don't know if you can pick it up slightly, but it's got almost like a bit of a tiger striping going on. Whether the camera will pick it up or not. They actually done a misprint Fjallraven, where, like I said, it's got that tiger stripe pattern. So it's all been tested. They took these misprints out and tested them properly just to make sure they were up to the standards, and you know, they all passed. It literally is just a misprint on the fabric, so it's quite actually, it's nice. You've almost
but unique.
Almost got myself a limited edition, so
pinstripe, yeah.
Yeah, pinstripe, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think what I like about it, we were saying before, where is obviously the difference with this compared to the 2, got this extra pole, extra vestibule space, and we were saying this extra pole in a way might even offer even more tension through the length of the tent, because that's just helping them to strengthen it right through the middle.
Yeah, we'll come round and we'll show sort of what it is you're getting. So this is an Abisko Shape 2 with an Abisko Light 2 ground sheet. The benefits of that are that me and Sam can swap the ground sheet out for both tents, and the fact that if you come in and take a look, you know, if you come round this side, so you can see the ground sheet just stops here. So what that's going to always allow me to do, I personally like a little bit of space with a little bit of grass, just to put me pans, any dirty boots, anything that's really wet, just to keep the moisture from obviously pooling on the actual ground sheet itself. If I need any more space, I can roll that back. Plenty of space there. And another thing to consider is that, you know, with the increased sort of length of the tent, the footprint area, you have to think, well, you know, can I always find a pitch that it's going to be able to accommodate the tent? Literally just from the from the middle pole, the living area back, get that nice and flat. And when it comes to your vestibule, if there's stuff in the way, it's a bit uneven ground, don't worry about it. Get it out, and you only needed to put your pots and pans in, you know, your bits and bobs. So it's a good way to look at it. I think, because when I first got it, it was a concern when I was deliberating over the tent. It was a case of, is this going to be too big, and will I struggle to find pitches to accommodate it? you know, we've been in Sam's Abisko Light 2 plenty of times now, and we've never really had that problem. I think that's a combination of the style of camping we do. We don't generally plop ourselves on extremely small ledges, do we?
Yeah, I mean, we always find a pitch, don't we? That's going to accommodate
a pitch.
that size of tent.
That's it. It's never really been a problem. But again, obviously, that comes down to personal preference, user. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the Abisko Shape 2. Is this something that's too big? I know a lot of people will instantly have a knee-jerk reaction, an allergic reaction, and go, that's absolutely not for me. I think if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have been like, my God, that looks like a festival tent. You'd never get me in something like that. Whereas time goes by, and I've just absolutely come to love me space. There's no way around it. I love me space and I love me comfort.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to...
Go on.
No, what I was going to say is that the vestibule is already pretty good on the Light 2 as well. It's a really good vestibule, isn't it? But I think, like you say, for the sake of an extra 300 grams, did you say? It's not much of a sacrifice, is it, really?
And the fact that, you know, I'm going to go camping, obviously, with the missus throughout the year. So it's just going to make that a little bit more comfortable, isn't it? I suppose having two people in it, really on top of each other. So, yeah.
Do you think this is...
Don't ask me that. Because...
Well, no, you've said it a few times before, haven't you? You're not saying it now. So Keith's on the lookout for the perfect tent, and he always finds something and he says to me, yeah, it could be the one, this could be the one. I think this actually could be the one for you in terms of you liking your space and from the issues you've had in the past. I feel like this is going to really lean towards
final one.
Yeah, I think
I know,
so.
I am picky with tents, but I think it's too, isn't it? You love it. You love sort of... You love the hobby, so you want to get your hands on as much kit as you possibly can.
Yeah,
and
that's
try it out.
Probably part of it.
That is 100% part of it. And then I think after a while you do sort of the standards, you go up, don't you? And you want a little bit more. You want those comforts. So we'll see. I think right now, fingers crossed, it could be the final one. Yeah. It's looking good.
Yeah, we'll have a raffle. Put your times in for how long you think it's going to take for them to move on to the different tents.
We'll see.
Right, I'm going to show you a little tip here. So my boots I've got at the moment, these Solomons, like they're quite old. I've had these for a few years now, and because of that, the waterproofing has gone on them. Now, they're not soaking inside, but they're letting in, they're still letting in a certain amount of water, which means, in these cold conditions, I was going to get cold, make my feet cold, a little bit wet. So I've got a little tip of how to use these. I've got my new fresh dry socks on, but I still want to be able to get in and out the tent. So I've got a little tip of how you can do that. Now, I will warn you, it is quite expensive, this, and it will break the bank, but I've got these carrier bags, they call them. Very fashionable, as you can see, but I can just put that on my foot, slip that in my boot. So yeah, it just means when I'm popping out the tent, it just means my feet aren't going to get, they're not going to get wet, and then I can get back in the tent and take them off. So what you can also do this with is that I've seen this on, if you're into wild camping YouTube channels, you probably know of Hayes Outdoors, and he does this with bread bags just to be, that extra bit fashionable. So that's another way to do it. Look at that. Oh, mate. Yeah, what are we saying? What do you reckon?
I think they're 600 quid if they're Balenciaga.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you're a cop-out, you can get a red bag.
Have you seen Balenciaga?
Oh yeah.
I actually think they charge 600 quid for them.
Yeah, you know what?
You know that Balenciaga. I seen them doing a skirt the other day. That was. I've been looking at skirts. I seen them.
It's 2024. It's fine.
It is. Yeah, it is. I seen them doing a towel, a legitimate towel. Just
a towel, yeah.
A skirt.
How much?
Like it was like hundreds, thousands.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's why I think you're onto something. I think reach out. There's a collab to be made.
I think so, yeah.
Visionary. Right, so we've been stood round for probably far too long, having a bit of a gab, haven't we?
Yeah.
having a catch up, but we are going to get some food on the go. And for tea tonight, we actually do have some kebabs, don't we? So it's going to be halloumi with some shawarma spice on top and some lovely wraps. So yeah, let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Ready, steady, cook.
Get that cooker on.
So we got shawarma halloumi with salad, pomegranate and some tzatziki sauce. Let's give it a go.
Good. Well, you do this, you said this is a regular, isn't it, in the Smith household?
It absolutely is, yeah. We love halloumi, sort of gyros, however you pronounce it. I don't think anyone actually knows, do they?
Pick, yeah.
And yeah, take your pick, but yeah, we smashed these in and rightly so.
Oh mate, lovely that. Really nice that. That shawarma powder and then just a pomegranate. There's little bits of flavour. Stunning. Look at that for a gorgeous morning. Oh yes, and over there, gorgeous sunrise. I'm gonna get out the tent and get a proper look at that. There's some lovely pristine snow. Unbelievable.
Look at that. It's just getting better and better. So I ran up to the summit, you know, it sounds like struggles getting out of bed, that one. But I've ran up to the summit and I messaged down to Sam. I was like, get the drone as fast as you can and get up here. So I'm sure he's on his way, but if you can get up here in time, we'll get the drone up and give you a good look around, because that is a sight worth savouring.
What do you make of that?
Some morning that, innit? I'm out of breath getting up here, but absolutely incredible. And then just behind over there, you can still see the moon. How good are them colours though?
It's fair to say this had to be the best morning we've ever experienced up in the mountains, or anywhere for that matter. And we've seen so many people comment online on just how special this morning really was. It almost feels like a shared experience with other people on different distant peaks. This camp really is up there for us. It adds absolutely everything from the snow-capped landscapes, the Mordor-esque sunset, and the simply beautiful sunrise. Particularly knowing it would likely be our last camp of the winter before conditions begin to shift and change as we head into the spring months. Thanks so much for watching the video, we really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do drop us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really is the best way to support the channel and help us grow. And as always, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. So thanks again, and we'll see you out on the next one.